The chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. Even be too late. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Okay, character creation. If we are talking about default appearance, like humans, for example, in my opinion, female model, when it comes to face, and face, in my opinion, is the most important part of the character, of course. Even though you don't see it too much in third-person mode, right? But anyway, yeah, to me that's the most important part, and this face is pretty nice, and this one is kinda not my thing at all, so I guess I'm sticking to that. And we have humans. Okay, and elves. And dwarves. Warrior, mage, and rogue, yeah. Sure thing. We have only one option of noble origin for rogues and warriors. And all mages start in the tower, right? Because people in Ferelden, they don't like mages too much. Probably not going to go with magic. I think we'll have enough mages by our side. Anyway, right? And I like talking people into things with dialogue options, so that will help with rogues, right? So I'm going with that without too much thinking, and let's go further. Now, here we have presets. No. Okay, yes, that's not completely terrible, but I don't like face too much. Oh no, definitely not that. Being bold is not so amazing, in my opinion. So this is actually pretty good. Don't like colors like this. What do I have here? Just mostly face stuff, right? Wow. How about a warrior or something like that? And I can't edit the last name, yeah, because of the plot. Yeah, let's play like that. And we have a few points to spend. Okay, so that's pretty important, so we're supposed to keep that ratio, I think. Because it should be based on our class. So maybe a point, at least extra point to dexterity and cunning, a bit to constitution. Yeah, something like that, I suppose. Well, that's not terrible. And here we have 1 point for our skills. Okay, that's poison making and combat training of basic kind. For a rogue, being aware of presence of enemies is not a terrible thing, but we'll see if I'm correct or not. Oh, yeah. 2 points. Here. Yeah, that removes a negative bonus from offhand weapon. It's pretty important. Sure. What do we have here? What about archery? Yeah, that's pretty important as well. So here we go with melee archer and dual weapon training. Yeah, normal. Usually I play it easy, but that was Darksiders. And here we have Dragon Age, which I already played. I think not hard, not nightmare, of course, but normal. And if I'm not mistaken, you should be able to readjust difficulty level in menu.
For generations, your family, the Couslands, has stewarded the lands of Highever, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance. When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Cousland's banner in service to the crown, not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial Darkspawn rising in the south.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No. The appearance of the Darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
True. Though we both had less grey in our hair then. And we fought Orlesians, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm sorry, Pop, I didn't see you there. How? You remember my daughter?
I see she's become a lovely young woman. Pleased to see you again, my dear.
So we have a few options. Oh, not a very pleasant person in my opinion.
My son Thomas asked after you. Perhaps I should bring him with me next time.
Well, Thomas is a few years younger than I am.
As you get older, those years make less difference. A lesson often hard won.
I doubt she'll be receptive, Hound. My fierce girl has her own mind these days. Make her bless her heart.
Quite talented, I'm sure. One to watch.
At any rate, Pup, I summoned you for a reason. While your brother and I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle.
Yeah, that's interesting decision.
Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away, yes? There's also someone you must meet. Please, show Duncan in.
It is an honor to be a guest within your hall, Tyrn Cousland.
Your lordship, you didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol. I am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope.
Yeah. They defeated the Darkspawn long ago.
Not permanently, I fear.
Without their warning of the Darkspawn rising now, half the nation could have been overrun before we'd had a chance to react. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow Wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmore.
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your daughter is also an excellent candidate.
Honor though that might be, this is my daughter we're talking about.
Is there a reason I shouldn't join them?
You did just finish saying that Grey Wardens are heroes, old friend.
I've not so many children that I'll gladly see them all off to battle. Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone?
Don't strain my abilities or anything. Well,
and don't strain my patience. In the
sure
meantime,
thing.
find Fergus and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me.
Where's Fergus?
Upstairs in his chambers, no doubt. Spending some last moments with his wife and my grandson. Be a good lass and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
Okay. So the cursor is locked to the monitor, that's nice. Because I have two monitors, of course, that means this is already better than Neverwinter Nights was. At least the first one. And yeah, tactical view. So that's our camera control. Right click desired destination, sure thing. Space is pause, plot helpers. Some codex entries, which we'll probably never read because that's too much text for my serious. Yeah, I get the idea. So, where do we go? And that's how we move around. Can I turn? Yes. That's nice. And I can move backwards and forwards like this, but probably better with mouse. Oh, you can sort of control it like that. It's not very smooth. Especially since camera is not locked to the person. Okay. Oh, let's look around. Can we get something in here, by the way? That would be nice. Maybe to get some food or something like that, some items. Do we have different doors? Yeah, we actually do.
As you say.
Oh, I can hack it. That's nice. How about closing it for a second? Mushroom. That's stamina. Okay. And weapon stand. Mace. And that's capacity, so yeah. We have amount of items which we can carry. It's not weight. Weight is kinda irrelevant, so like 20 leaves of something is as heavy as 20 swords or maces. I guess I can take it for the moment being. Insufficient skill. Well, it's already at least something, right? A chest and things around.
There you are. Your mother told me the Terran had summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Well, look, no.
I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again, and is threatening to leave.
Did the dog get into the larder again?
No matter how the maids try to keep him out, he always finds a way in. You know these Mabari hounds. He'll listen to his mistress, but anyone else risks having an arm bitten off.
He knows better than to hurt anyone.
I'm not willing to test that. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, my father used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we? Just follow the yelling. When Nan's unhappy, she makes sure everyone knows it.
Oh, I will try to deal with that now. Kitchen is not right here, but kinda close. Around the place.
Good evening, my lady.
Hi, folks.
Get that bloody mutt out of the larder.
But mistress, it won't let us near.
If I can't get into that larder, I'll skin both of you useless elves, I swear it.
Calm down, good woman. We've come to help.
You and you. Your bloody mongrel keeps getting into my larder. That beast should be put down.
Yeah, this is not going to be put down. I like option number 4, but we're not saying that.
Just get him gone. I've enough to worry about with a castle full of hungry soldiers. You two, stop standing there like idiots. Get out of the way.
Okay, we have a few persons in our party. That means we can control them. Okay. Oh, it literally wants me very much to go to inventory. Whatever. Yeah, okay. This is what we want, I suppose.
Oh, look at that mess. How did he even get in here?
Are you trying to tell me something? Yeah, that's clearly the case.
It does seem like he's trying to tell you something. Wait, did you hear that?
A shame that's not a cat of some kind, like a lynx or something like that, maybe a panther. But we deal with a dog. Dogs are not my thing, so... Okay. That will do. You're in the common... Yeah, in combat situation, combat basics. Left click. Choose talents. Stop. That's not how you fight battles in this game, right? Combat pulls, strategic pulls is absolutely fine. So dirty fighting, giant threat, and here and here. Okay. Now, do we have? It's poison maker. No, I don't think I have anything right now in the very beginning. So yeah, let's try to do something with that. Skills are regenerating very slowly. You're doing fine. Oh, another one. And another one.
Giant rats? It's like the start of every bad adventure tale my grandfather used to tell. Your hound must have chased them in through their holes. Looks like he wasn't raiding the larder after all.
Yeah, certainly looks that way.
Those were rats from the Kokari Wilds. Best not to tell Nan. She's upset enough as it is. But seeing as you've got your Mabari well in hand, I'll be on my way. I'm to prepare for the arrival of more of the Isle's men.
Yeah, you go do your stuff, and I'm taking some loot. Elf loot, yeah. Anything else? Yes, wooden crate. Let's check it out as well. Greenstone. Maybe useful for something. Not too sure.
There he is, as brazen as you please, licking his chops after helping himself to the roast, no doubt.
Well, actually, he was defending your larder from rats.
What? Rats? Not the large grey ones.
They'll rip you to shreds, they will!
See, now you've gone and scared the servants. I expect those filthy things are dead.
Yeah, they're dead.
Oh, I bet that dog led those rats into there to begin with. Oh, don't even start with the sad eyes. I'm immune to your so-called charms. Here then, take these pork bits and don't say that Nan never gives you anything. Bloody dog. Thank you, my lady. Now we can get to work. That's right, you two. Quit standing about.
Okay. I suppose you're fine and I still have my stuff in place. Poultices. I think my health is fine. As you can see right here, we have 1/2 of a circle my health, and then stamina, or if you're a mage, then it's magic. No, it's just a prop. Study. Library, yes, that's not a terrible place. Over here we could find something useful. Books. Alrighty. Codex chapters, not too many things around, but we have couple characters and another one, the study. No magical scrolls or anything. It's a little bit disappointing.
Hello, my dear girl. By chance, I am beginning to teach these young squires about your family's history.
Do we have to? History is boring.
Boys, you are referring to the Couslands, the very family in whose castle you live. Show some respect.
Still the same taskmaster, I see.
If the mind is not exercised, it withers just as the body does. Perhaps you'd care to join me in teaching the lesson?
Yeah, sure.
Wonderful. Oh, the Cousland history is long indeed. Where shall we start? The history between the Couslands and the House reaches back to the Orlesian occupation.
When did Orlais occupy High Ever?
During your grandfather's rule. Of course, Orlais found it difficult to hold these lands. During the rebellion against Orlais, several battles were fought near High Ever. The port village of Harper's Ford was the Turnier's center. Its Arl was Tarleton Howe. Though nearly 90, he was still as sharp and bitter as cheap ale. Your grandfather openly supported the rebellion, but Howe sided with Orlais. Your family was forced to seize Harper's Ford before it was all over.
So Howe is not a reliable guy. That's for sure.
Your grandfather couldn't afford to lose Harper's Ford. In keeping the town, your family drove Orlais from its lands. The Howes eventually joined the rebellion, when all of Ferelden united behind King Merrick and General Logain. Just as now we united behind Merrick's son, King Cousland, to fight the Darkspawn.
Basically, House joined when, well, you could see what kind of the winning side we had already.
Well, I'm glad some of my lessons don't disappear into that yawning chasm between your ears, young lady.
Well, I still skill as a tutor, of course.
If I were truly a skilled tutor, I suspect I would not encounter such insouciance amongst my pupils. You can look that up later. At any rate, your family has held the Turnier of High Ever since before King Cousland had united Ferelden. In fact, Tierna Elethea Cousland battled Cousland to maintain High Ever's independence.
We oppose the king.
The Couslands are ardent royalists now, but at that time, Cousland was unknown and considered dangerous by many. When Cousland's army reached High Ever, Tierna Elethea led the local bands against him. Obviously, Callan had won.
And Callan had let us keep the Daenir.
Callan had wished to unite Ferelden, not conquer it. After Elathia's men were defeated, Callan had asked her to swear fealty. The boulder where they held council still stands today as a memorial of that event.
And, well, the final bit, when was our line founded?
Records are vague, but the Couslands became Tierns during the Black Age. Is that familiar, child?
Oh, yeah, during the lycanthrope plagues.
Good. I'm pleased some of my lessons seem to have stuck. At that time, your family held only the minor title of Ban. When the werewolves reached this area, Ban Mather Cousland organized a curfew and patrols within the city. Several other local bands supported his efforts by swearing oaths of fealty, making him their Tiern. Thank you for indulging an old man.
Oh, does that mean we have to listen to you now?
Silence! I will not have you two becoming smart-mouthed hooligans. Perhaps you should go. I doubt they need any more distraction. I'm just going to settle in here and apparently just talk to myself.
Okay, that's what you want to do. But a few new codex entries unlocked. And we have a librarian as well.
Good evening, my lady.
No, I just a little side character, I suppose, without any dialogues or anything meaningful. That's our main hall, but we could still explore a couple things.
Oh, my lady, we were just,
Taking a break.
Well, the treasury's safe. I'm not even sure why the Tern stationed us here.
Did my father fear someone would steal something?
I don't know. Nobody has come to look at the treasury.
Wow, that's interesting.
The Tern, and perhaps the Terner? Honestly don't know, my lady.
Yeah, I'll forget about it this time.
Yes, my lady. Thank you. We won't forget this.
Hopefully. Now back to your duties, will ya? And I was here, right? I wasn't talking to anyone, I think.
Maker, prepare a place for us. Redeem our world from sin. Forgive our transgressions.
Maker, forgive us all!
Have you come to pray for your brother and father? I'd be happy to ask for the Maker's blessings with you.
I would appreciate that, Mother Malol.
Please, child, call me Malol. I've known you since you were a wee babe after all. Creator of the sky, the land, and the sea. Hear your people in our time of need.
Yeah.
Let no man have cause to fear the shadows. Let their souls be lifted upon your return. So let it be. There now. I'll be keeping a vigil tonight. You're welcome to come. There are many more who must receive the Maker's blessings before they leave. If you would excuse me.
Thank
It is
you.
the least I could do. If the worst comes to pass, child, take comfort in knowing that the Maker's will takes many forms. We shall talk once the soldiers have departed.
Okay, some more codex entries. At least one extra. Oh, yeah, I should turn here.
And
my dear Bryce bought this back from Orlais last year. The Marquis who gave it to him was drunk, I understand, and mistook Bryce for the king. Ah, here is my lovely daughter. I take it by the presence of that troublesome hound of yours that the situation in the kitchen is handled?
Yeah.
You've always had a way with her. Darling, you remember Lady Landra, Ban Lawrence's wife?
I think we last met at your mother's spring salon.
Of course. It is good to see you again.
You're too kind, dear girl. Didn't I spend half the salon trying to convince you to marry my son?
And made a very poor case for it, I might add.
You remember my son, Dyron. He's not married yet either.
Don't listen to her. It's good to see you again, milady. You're looking as beautiful as ever.
Thank you.
And this is my lady-in-waiting, Iona. Do say something, dear.
It is a great pleasure, my lady. You are as pretty as your mother describes.
You would think that it would make it easier to make a match for her, not more difficult.
Perhaps your daughter simply has a mind of her own, your ladyship. You should be proud.
Proud doesn't get me any more grandchildren.
I can handle my own affairs, thank you.
All evidence to the contrary.
I think perhaps I shall rest now, my dear. Dyron, I will see you and Iona at supper.
Perhaps we'll retire to the study for now.
Perhaps you
Good evening,
should.
your ladyship.
They're kinda annoying. Everyone wants to marry me. Or to make me marry someone. Which is not ideal. Okay. What do I have here? Any good loot? No loot at all. Great.
Good evening, milady.
It is begun.
Key acquired and here. Key acquired. Okay, so no choice. There is one room and the other one. Well, let's check this first, since it will not trigger any scripted cutscenes. That's just a bedroom, it seems. Oh yeah, there is a chest, but it's a prop, it's not a real chest. Kinda disappointing, but what can you do? And that's an exit, right? Yeah, it's blocked as well.
Is there really going to be a war, Papa? Will you bring me back a sword?
That sword, Oren, and I'll get you the mightiest one I can find, I promise. I'll be back before you know it.
I wish victory was indeed so certain. My heart is disquiet.
Don't frighten the boy, love. I speak the truth. And here's my little sister to see me off. Now dry your eyes, love, and wish me well.
None Darkspawn could harm Fergus.
He is as mortal as anyone, despite his refusal to believe.
Now, love, no need to be grim.
I bring a message. Father wants you to leave without him.
Then the Owl's men are delayed. You'd think his men were all walking backwards. Well, I'd better get underway. So many Darkspawn to behead, so little time. Off we go then. I'll see you soon, my love.
I would hope, dear boy, that you plan to wait for us before taking your leave.
Be well, my son. I will pray for your safety every day you are gone.
Yeah, Hagchild would be more useful.
The Maker sustain and preserve us all. Watch over our sons, husbands and fathers, and bring them safely back to us.
And bring us some ale and wenches while you're at it. For the men, of course.
Fergus, you would say this in front of your mother?
What's a wench? Is that what you pull on to get the bucket out of the well?
A wench is a woman that pours the ale in a tavern, Orin. Or a woman who drinks a lot of ale.
Bryce, maker's breath. It's like living with a pair of small boys. Thankfully, I have a daughter.
I'll miss you, mother dear. You'll take care of her, sister, won't you?
You can count on me.
How thrilling to know I'm so well taken care of.
Enough, enough. Pup, you'll want to get an early night. You've much to do tomorrow.
Okay. And it looks like this is my room. Actually.